gonna flop, my mind's about to pop. But enough of that noise, time for the B-roll, boys!
Hello, welcome to a very special episode of B-roll, boys. We're coming at you with our first bonus episode. I'm here with my boy, Wes.
What is up, my boy, Harlan?
Yeah, that's me. We're each other's boys.
That's right.
We're here to talk about the Nintendo Direct today, which I'm really excited about because this is the first one, the first like full-length, not franchise-specific Direct in like I think almost 2 years. It's been a long time. So yeah, I have high hopes for this. Maybe a little too high.
I'm gonna set my hopes for like a nice middle ground.
Yeah.
I want to be super excited, but I gotta lay it back a little bit.
Well, man, that's the thing is like because it's been so long since the last Direct, they could totally like not reveal too much crazy stuff, and a lot of people would be really satisfied. Like they do not need to like blow the fucking doors off it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, they could just announce a new Smash character, and people will probably be fine.
Oh, and that's like pretty much the only thing that's guaranteed to happen because, like they said, They said this one's going to be on Smash and focus on games for the first half of 2021. So yeah, definitely expect a Smash character reveal. So yeah, I guess that's a good point to get into our predictions. I fully expect Crash Bandicoot to be revealed for Smash today.
Ooh, that's what I want. I've been saying that like every character reveal since the first Fighter Pass. I don't know why. I just want to see like more interesting characters like that into the game. We don't need another anime sword character.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
everyone
I
likes
agree.
those, obviously, but we don't need 10,
Well, I mean, the thing that makes Smash Brothers cool is like there are so many clashing art styles, So like when you put like a billion anime sword fighters in, and like don't get me wrong, like it's no secret that there's a certain anime sword fighter that I want, but like when you get too many of them, it just becomes like a generic fighting game. So yeah, like having more like cartoony characters is a good thing.
I always love that just the mashup of just random ass characters.
Yeah, it's what makes it fun. And yeah, I think Crash is pretty much a sure thing just because they just announced the release date for Crash 4 on Switch.
Exactly.
Which, if I remember correctly, it's coming out at the end of March, I think. And that kind of lines it perfectly because normally, like, the fighter comes out about a month after they're announced. So, like, that would totally be some, like, cross-promotional kind of deal,
That's what I want to see.
I could totally see being Crash.
Crash
so,
or
I'd be cool with
Spyro.
that.
Mostly for Crash. I just want to see another cartoony character, man. Just
Yeah.
watching like Game & Watch fight Rob and fighting Duck Hunt, that just it always makes me smile. You just feel good. You feel good when you have a match like that.
Yeah, it's what makes it fun. So what else are you expecting?
I think we're probably going to get a proper trailer for Metroid Prime 4. At least I hope so.
I hope so.
Like
Oh my God,
any
man.
information on that at all would be awesome. I want to see, like you said, Crash. I want to see. They need to announce some kind of Zelda 35th anniversary thing. They did it for Mario.
I'm 100% expecting some Zelda 35th anniversary stuff. Like
Okay.
probably either an Oracle of Ages /Seasons remake or some kind of collection port like the Mario 3D All-Stars thing.
I was thinking more probably a collection port since they already remastered the one Game Boy game. They probably wouldn't do two more right after that. But what do you think would be in a 3-pack? Like, I would hope for Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and maybe Wind Waker. Just upraising that for the Switch from the Wii U.
I think Ocarina and Majora's Mask are the most likely. I don't know if they do Wind Waker because with the trend they've been following for like Wii U ports, they'd probably want to sell Wind Waker by itself for full price.
That's true. So actually, they could pull that with the 3-pack and then Wind Waker being the single game, kind of like they did with Mario 3D World. They could do a 3-pack of like Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess, and then release Wind Waker by itself.
Yeah.
I could see them doing something like that.
Or also November will be the 10-year anniversary of Skyward Sword, which I know that's a very controversial game, but I love it, and I'd be down for a remake of it.
I would be down for a remake just because I never beat it.
Oh, really?
had a buddy.
Man, it's got one of my favorite. It's got probably the best story in any Zelda game, because I know Zelda games aren't usually too heavy on the story, but this one actually like has some interesting parts of it. And yeah, it's got an awesome boss fight at the end.
It looked really cool. I saw one of my friends had that one, and I went over to his place and saw him play it a decent bit. I just didn't play it myself, but it looked pretty cool.
Oh man, I have a soft spot for it, because that was like the first game that I was like actively hyped for, and like watched its like production as it came out. my family will tell you, like in 2011, that was like all I talked about. I was like, I'm so excited for Skyward Sword, and yeah, it's got its problems, but I love it anyway. But yeah, I think Zelda stuff is for sure gonna happen. Possibly some Pokemon stuff, because this month is also the 35th anniversary. But we might see a little bit of Pokemon Snap, but probably not too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might see like maybe an alternate trailer or something for Pokemon Snap, or maybe they'll give some kind of information. I'm not expecting too much out of the Pokemon game, but it's probably gonna be just all about Snap.
I am really hoping for the announcement of Monolith Soft's next game, hopefully Xenoblade 3, because they confirmed they were working on something, they just didn't say what, and it was like some cool concept art. And I think the timeline is about where we need to be for them to at least reveal the next one. So I think that's a possibility for now, or maybe it might have to wait until summer.
True.
But yeah, if I could get that, and yeah, at least something on Metroid Prime 4, something for a Zelda anniversary. Doesn't need to be huge. Doesn't need to be Breath of the Wild 2, although we didn't mention that, but that's definitely a possibility.
That is also true.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And yeah, if I could get somebody cool for Smash, I'd be a happy camper. I've almost given up hope of Rex and Smash Bros. And I won't shut up about it. But I'm not quite there yet. I'm still holding out.
I'm holding out for Glover. I need to see Glover for Smash.
Oh man!
Hashtag Glover for Smash.
Justin and I at our friend Paul's house, we played some game where you were like a domino character. What the hell was that? I want that domino guy for Smash. Oh man, it was weird as shit.
I want the bread from that bread indie game. You just play as Toast. I want him.
What the hell is that?
I think it's literally called I Am Bread or something like that.
I think I have heard of that. Yeah.
But aside from predictions of things that will most likely happen, I have a couple things on my wishful thinking list. Or I always want to see a new Donkey Kong game. If they had a follow-up to Tropical Freeze, that would be fucking awesome. I know, like, with all the other anniversaries coming out this year, it's probably not going to happen, but I would still like to see that. I'm always down for more Donkey Kong.
Well, I think this is the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong, so that seems more likely this year.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that.
Who knows?
Maybe later this year.
Yeah.
Another one would also be an N64 library. The Super Nintendo is one of my favorite consoles of all time, but like if they put N64 on there with proper multiplayer and get people playing those games again, I think that could be really cool.
That would be awesome.
You could totally control all those games with the Switch controllers. It wouldn't be a problem.
That would be really cool, actually, yeah. It'd also be really cool just to have like original Smash Bros. And Smash Bros. Ultimate side by side on the same console, just to like see how far it's come,
Exactly. Like they have a lot of room for just cool releases like that. So
yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not holding my breath for that, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. One day, maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't think we should expect anything. Mario.
Yeah, Mario was kind of Mario'd out a couple months ago.
Yeah. Well, maybe Galaxy 2 port, just because it's weird that it wasn't included in the 3D All-Stars collection. So maybe they were holding it off for that, but I don't think it's likely, but who knows.
We shall see.
Shit, man, you got any other predictions?
No, I think we pretty much hit it, because like it's not going to be like a super long one, right? Probably like half an hour to an hour.
It's roughly 50 minutes, they said.
Okay, so we're probably going to see just a lot of Zelda, a lot of Pokemon. They'll probably touch on Monster Hunter Rise a little bit, which I actually don't really want to hear much about, because I pretty much pre-ordered it day one, the collector's edition.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking super pumped for that game. But
cool.
Aside from that, I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess the direct starts in 9 minutes. So I guess let's fast forward after we've watched it, and we'll see what happens.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god! Oh, man, it's Pyra and Mithra in Smash! Oh my god!
Yeah, great.
Oh my god. I'm a stupid bitch. I was like, nah, man, it's not gonna happen. As much as I want it to happen, it's just not gonna happen, and I just gotta accept that. I gotta move on. I gotta let go. I gotta, keep going. I gotta move on with my life. I gotta learn to love again, and I gotta find someone else for me out there. Maybe Crash Bandicoot. But no, fuck that. Sakurai's got my back.
No, he's got your back. Dude, what did I say? What did I say during our prediction? Like, man, as long as they add anything that's not an anime sword fighter, I'll be happy. And what the fuck do? They add 2 of them. I can't tell if it's an Echo Fighter or it's just like one of those things where Zelda turned into Sheik or something like one of the other games. But fuck, dude, come on.
I'm cool with it either way. God, I'm so happy, man.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're excited. But my disappointment's immeasurable.
I totally understand where you're coming from, because I recognize, I agree that there are too many anime sword fighters, and I recognize that it is totally hypocritical of me to still want Xenoblade characters in Smash. Having said that, but this was the only character that I really wanted. For as long as they have been doing fighter passes for Smash, the only thing that I have really, really wanted was a Xenoblade 2 rep. And this isn't ideal. This isn't what I was really hoping for, but I'm totally happy with this, and I am thankful. Thank you, Sakurai. You are the man. I love you. I cannot wait to play Pyra and Mithra in Smash. I am 100% going to main them. I don't care how long it takes to get good at them. I'm going to do it. Dude, I think ideally, I'm in a perfect world, my ideal situation would have been Rex and Pyra, sort of like an Ice Climbers type situation, because that would really represent how they work in their own game really well. But this is totally good too, and I'm so excited for it. It looks awesome. Yeah.
I wish if they needed to add another anime sword fighter, they could have at least spaced it out. Give me fucking the Crash Bandicoot, give me the fucking Pong paddles, and then give me Pyra.
Yeah,
man,
that's understandable.
It's cool, they look good, they look fun, but damn, dude, I just want more cartoony bullshit. That's what I'm about.
Well, and that's the other thing is I think if they did do a Rex and Pyra Ice Climbers type deal, that would have helped separate them from other anime sword fighters more, because they would have felt more different if they were like a combo fighter.
Exactly.
It just being one person with a sword kind of makes it harder to differentiate them. But again, I'm not complaining. I get where you're coming from, though.
Well, yeah, because when you have 9 characters between various series, however many there are now with this new guy, they're inevitably all going to play the same, and inevitably a couple's going to be better than the others, so you're just not even going to play the other ones.
Yeah.
The thing about Smash is the variety, right? But, you're not going to play fucking Marth and Roy anymore when Byleth exists,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where I'm coming from, but...
I feel you. Let's talk about the reveal of Pyra, because, again, I seem to be the only person I know who has actually played and really enjoyed Xenoblade. I fucking love it to death.
I kind of wish we were recording while we were watching, because you were screaming like a little girl. I loved it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure
the excitement in here was great.
I'm sure listeners can tell, because when we did the predictions, I was like, man, I would love that, but I'm just not holding out hope for it anymore. And then what the fuck do I know? I'm a fucking idiot. Or maybe it's like Billy and Jimmy in Double Dragon when they realized they were better off without the medallion, and then they threw it away.
And then it came back to you. you willed the situation into being.
Yeah, that's all it took. Yeah, the reveal. I feel so stupid because you heard me. I totally thought that they were revealing a Xenoblade 2 sequel. But yeah, in hindsight, yeah, it's very obvious. It was the same kind of thing with how they revealed Min Min and every other fighter. But yeah, obviously Xenoblade 3 would have been awesome. But I mean, God, I'm just so fucking ecstatic. I could have. We'll talk about the rest of the direct later. But as a Xenoblade fan, I'm rating this direct very highly. As just a general Nintendo fan, a little bit lower, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, like I've been playing Nintendo games since literally I was like a fucking baby. My grandfather had a Nintendo, all that shit before I was even born.
Yeah.
And this Nintendo Direct, I was so excited for it. There was some cool stuff, but I'd probably give this Direct as a whole like maybe like a 6. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a whole lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of filler games that I just like didn't pique my interest at all. I don't know if I'd rate it that low, but yeah. What was next?
So immediately after Harlan stopped screaming, they announced, which I actually enjoy this. They're releasing Fall Guys for the Switch.
Oh yeah, I can't believe we didn't predict that. Like, or I forgot to mention it because yeah, like Fall Guys on Switch seems totally obvious, and that didn't surprise me at all.
That's true. I was mostly predicting like true Nintendo titles. I didn't really think about going into the indie aspect of it.
Or third party, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the perfect game for Switch. Honestly, I would probably rebuy it on the Switch just to have it on there because it's just how that game plays. Like, you don't feel
perfect.
like great playing it on a PC with a controller, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like that game's gonna play good on the Switch. It's just a nice, charming, fun game. It's perfect on the Switch. They totally should have had it on there already, but it's good as coming to there.
Yeah, it's a very simple kind of game to play, and yeah, I agree. It's perfect for the Switch, and I'll probably buy it again on sale. And I really hope that they add. You know what? We could probably expect some Nintendo skins or costumes for the fall gentleman.
That would be cool as well. I did like decking out my character and just make him look as stupid as possible.
Yeah.
So if they add Nintendo themed skins to that would be perfect for me.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I really hope they add crossplay because I would love to like I have all the costumes that I've unlocked on Fall Guys on PC, and I would love to be able to bring that over. I mean, I know that's not going to happen at this point, but I wish crossplay would happen so we could play with our friends on PS4 as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do feel like because of this, like the same thing with all other games that gets a delayed release on another system, we're always going to know what's going to come out for it. Because you know when it comes out on PC, you're like, okay, the Switch one's going to get it 3 months later. So there won't be any secrets there or anything. But if they do some cool stuff like add Nintendo, Sega skins, that could be a good thing that they could do.
Yeah, just some kind of like how Rocket League had like the Samus gunship car and shit like that. Just a little like exclusive incentive to like buy it again on this console. Yeah.
Yeah, and Starlink had the Star Fox thing.
I mean, dude, I hate to sound like the fucking like everybody who defends Switch, but like. I mean, honestly, like, the mobility is really a huge factor for me. Like, just playing Fall Guys on the toilet sounds great.
Yeah. I do like... That's what I've always liked about the Switch uninterrupted. You don't have to worry about taking a shit anymore. If I'm knee-deep in the middle of a tactical Fire Emblem battle and I gotta take a shit, I'm just like, you know what? That's coming with me. We're gonna continue it.
Dude, small story. I remember when I first got my Switch. I got the Switch at release. And I remember playing through Breath of the Wild, and I was doing, I think, the first of the Divine Beasts. And, like, Anna and I, we'd only been dating, like, 3 years at that time. And she was like, come over. And I was like, can't, playing Zelda. And she was like, just take it with you. And I was like, oh, my God, you're right. and I took it with me over to her house. And rather than, do any sort of, cunnilingus.
Hanky-panky?
Any hanky-panky. I played Zelda.
Did she watch you play Zelda?
She did.
And she married you?
Yep. She was so impressed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we got a couple more releases after that. We got The Outer Wilds is coming to the Switch, and I never played that, so I'm not really sure what that's all about.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can't really talk about too much because, like, I just don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, and instead of trying to force care upon all of these games, we're just mostly going to highlight the ones that we give a shit about, which is like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Famicom Detective Club, which looks like any generic just point-and-click adventure game. Like, this is the kind of game you have on your Switch when your mom wants to play your Switch. Like... She'll just load it up, do that, and you're all good. We got Samurai Warriors 5, which is pretty much like Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, but Samurai, surprise. It looks like just all the other ones. One interesting thing, they're going to make the Legend of Mana, a remastered version of that, like from the original Super Nintendo. That looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I never played it myself, but I had friends that had it, and it always looked pretty good. So I would probably actually pick this one up. Have you ever played Secret of Mana before?
No, I haven't. It looks cool, but like I have a hard time getting into older RPGs because so often like I'm just so used to the quality of life standards that we have for RPGs now. It's hard to go back sometimes.
Yeah, like I still every once in a while go back and play the old Baldur's Gate, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Why am I doing this to myself? Yeah.
But we did get a new Monster Hunter Rise trailer, which I was not wanting spoilers, but I didn't care because it was so fucking awesome. They released monsters that I've never seen before. They had a giant big-ass spider monster, another armadillo-looking bitch, like a water dragon lizard-looking thing that slings mud at you. It looks fucking dope. But almost more exciting than that, they have the Monster Hunter Rise branded Switch and a Pro controller. I probably won't get the Switch since I've already had one for a while now. I don't really see the reason to buy a new Switch just to have a skin on it. Yeah. But I don't have a Pro controller because I pretty much use my Joy-Cons and GameCube controller for everything. I will actually get the Monster Hunter Rise Pro controller. I'm probably going to pre-order that shit. It looks really good.
Yeah, I haven't played any Monster Hunter. I've always kind of been interested in it, but never gotten around to checking it out. But you know what? Now that I actually have a friend that plays it, I'll totally fucking pick this one up.
Oh yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter probably like 15 years at this point. My first one was Tri, the first Monster Hunter that came out for the original Wii. It was mostly a PS2 game and a PC game in Japan. They're actually still playing those. They have like 13 expansions, and it's still going on PC in Japan. So, God bless them. But Monster Hunter Worlds, they brought a lot of quality of life stuff that Monster Hunter always needed. And I played the Rise demo recently, and it's got all of that stuff in Rise. And it plays better than any of the other ones I've ever played, and I've played like 6 of the games now. So if you're looking to get into Monster Hunter, I would definitely suggest doing it with this one.
Cool.
So Harlan,
yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for more games to play with my friends, and I was interested in it anyway. So yeah, I'll check it out.
Let's do it. Day one, I pre-ordered the Steelbook edition from Best Buy, and I'm gonna go get it like the second they open.
Or like Monster Simp, am I right?
That's fine. After Rise, we got Mario Golf.
Does nothing for me.
It's fine. Like. All of them, like since the N64, has basically just been a golf game with a Mario skin over it. It's
that's what we talked about for a minute. Was we were like, yeah, it just like because for the first like minute or two of the trailer, it just looked like a golf game where your character is just a Mario character.
It looked like it was just going to be an HD.
Modes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they actually showed new modes where you could like use power-ups and shit and like race each other, and I was like, okay, this looks like enough of a spin on golf to justify the Mario brand on it, so yeah, it's not my thing. I probably won't check it out, but it looks good for what it is, if that's your thing.
Exactly. It was a lengthier trailer compared to a lot of them, and the first couple minutes, you're basically just thinking, oh, it's just an HD skin of Mario Golf, but from the trailer, it looks like they're adding a lot of new modes. There's like some Mario Party-esque stuff in there, and there's a story like campaign mode, which is interesting. Overall, it seems like it'll be pretty good, but not really something for me. So I think it'll be good, but I'm not going to get it unless it's like $10 probably. But
if they have a demo, I'll definitely check it out. Because like the mode that looked the most interesting to me was the one where you like race each other, like you all tee off on the golf course at the same time and like race to like get your ball in the hole. That sounds fun. Like that sounds like like stepping on each other's toes and like trying to fuck each other over. Kind of fun. So that could be
exactly.
Cool. Yeah.
I feel like the only way that I will legitimately buy this is probably for the Mario Party type modes.
Yeah,
100%. That looked like the most fun for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Then we got a couple more things coming, like more remasters. We got Tales from the Borderlands, which is one of the Telltale Games point-and-click adventures that I haven't played, even though I played the shit out of the 3 Borderlands games. I love those games. I don't count the pre-sequel because fuck that one, but Tales from the Borderlands is just a release on Switch, nothing special there. Stubbs the Zombie, same thing. It was an old Xbox game. I played it back in the day. It was pretty fun. they're pretty much a pass. It's come to the Switch. It was a good game, but not in 2021. They're releasing a Capcom arcade pack, which you get one game for free. I don't remember which game that is, but you can buy arcade games that you want, which is cool. Because Switch has been doing this thing for a few months where they come out with all of these like arcade bundles, and you're forced into all these games. Like, say there's 15 games, but you only care about 5 of them. With this pack, you can just buy those 5 that you want. So that's a cool idea. It's going to be like a Capcom arcade pack, just basically MAME emulators, but that could be cool.
That could be cool. I don't know about any of the games, so I probably won't give a shit.
Yeah. I just like, you can, if you just see 1 or 2 games on there, you can just get those, and then it'll probably just cost you like $3-4 or something. That's cool.
Yeah, options are always nice.
Yeah. Then we got No More Heroes 3. It looks fucking horrible graphically, but it looks like a fun game. I never played the first 2. I wanted the first one on I think the first one came to the original Wii, and it just looked just ridiculous whole time, just like the most ridiculous anime you've ever seen, the game. But it looks pretty cool. We got Neon White. I didn't really have much to say about this one. Do you remember that one? I wrote the name down, but I don't remember what it is.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
They announced a sea of RPGs during this Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, they're all kind of bleeding together right now.
A lot of them just kind of look like Fire Emblem ripoffs, but I think Neon White was one of those.
Okay, so speaking of Fire Emblem, let's talk about the Octopath Traveler sequel, Project Triangle, which, I thought was Fire Emblem because just the character designs look so much like Fire Emblem, and also there was fire, and I was like, there it is!
And emblems.
Yeah. So you haven't played Octopath Traveler?
I have not. It looks cool, but I have not played it.
Yeah, I think the best thing it has going for it is the art style. It's very, very nice looking game. I grabbed it for $40 on the Switch. And, like, it's a very standard RPG. What sets it apart is there are, like, 8 protagonists whose story you can follow in any order that you like. But what really turned me off from it and made me quit playing the game after, like, 10 hours was that, like, once you reach the end of a chapter, so I'd like, pick a character and, like, I'd round up some of the other characters to join my party, and then I'd finish their chapter. And then I'd like move on to a new character and keep some of my old party. But the thing is, the levels don't apply to your new characters. So I suddenly have like all these level 20 guys and then 2 level 1 guys. And from what I understand, there was no way to like level up your dudes quickly and efficiently. No, you just had to grind. And I was like, oh my god, why do I have to start with this level 1 dude? That's so annoying. I hated it.
So it's an interesting RPG concept with the shitty grindingness of like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Kinda? Okay. Or, excuse me, Final Fantasy VIII. Sorry, I'm gonna get crucified for that one.
Sure.
So then we have the one that I know Harlan's very excited about since he's super into cape shit, even more than myself. We got DC Superhero Girls Teen Power.
Yes.
You know that one Barbie game for the PlayStation that like every video game reviewer on YouTube has made fun of at some point in their life?
Course.
It's like that, but DC.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's cool for its audience, Like, I'm always happy to see,
like,
like, young girls get more, like, like, heroes to look up to and shit. That's cool,
Yeah, I mean, it's cool enough. It's fine. Like, if that gets more girls into the superhero genre and, like, empowerment and all that stuff, it's fine. Yeah. But it's definitely not for us. Let's move on. Plants vs. Zombies. Looks like there's a new one of those. I've never played Garden Warfare. Plants vs. Zombies, the original game, that's a game I had on like every single phone I've ever had, and I've beat it. It's just really fun. You can just kind of mindlessly sit there. You need to kill 5 minutes. You just load up a level and slay some plants, whatever. This looks like fucking Overwatch, but with Plants vs. Zombies, and I'm not into it. Like, I miss the old school tower defense feel of the first one, and now there's more games or more Plants vs. Zombies games that's not like that compared to how it originally started, which is kind of fucked up. But it looks okay. I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I kind of checked out as soon as I saw it was Plants vs Zombies. I was like, I haven't played it. No care. Move on.
All right, next up we have a game that's interesting in concept, but has kind of potentially creepy undertones. Miitopia. you can create. It's basically an RPG for your Miis, and you can cast quote unquote any Mii as any role in the game. So like, say you're someone, you hate your fucking boss, you make him a Mii, you make him the demon dragon at the end, and it has his stupid face on it, something like that.
Who is this game for? Because it's like it's an RPG, right? But like, what like RPG fan is gonna be like, oh yeah, I want to play that one with the Miis?
Yeah, it's weird. It almost seems too casual for anyone that actually enjoys RPGs to play, but too RPG for any casual people to play.
Exactly. Like,
So,
I don't know who the intended audience is for this game.
but it's not me. It's going to let incels do creepy things with their friends. I'm not all about it. Let's move on. Then we got Animal Crossing DLC. That's all it is. They're adding Mario stuff to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's free update.
Everybody's girlfriends is
cute.
going to go apeshit over it, but
I'm excited to see people like recreate levels from Mario and Animal Crossing. That'll be neat, you know.
yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
But yeah,
I've
I'll ask my wife about it because she loves Animal Crossing.
It definitely looks cool, and that's if you're going to have one type of game like that on the Switch, I guess it should be Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I've just played so many games like it before, like Starbound, Stardew Valley, Terraria. Like, I'm just kind of over that genre at this point.
Yeah.
But it looks good enough.
Yeah.
Then we had like a 10-second trailer of Star Wars Hunters.
It didn't show anything of the actual game, so I can't say anything. I hate it when they do that. Like, they show you something, you know, and I get that it's just an announcement, but like, if somebody asked me like, dude, aren't you excited for that game? And I'm like, no, I don't know anything about it. Like, it's Star Wars, and I've never been crazy about Star Wars in the first place. But like, we know it's a third-person shooter, and that's all we know about it. So
I'm fine with teaser trailers. I'm not fine with teaser trailers, like ones that come up and it's just like it was pretty much just like Star Wars Hunters coming this summer and nothing else.
yeah,
That's not going to
me
get
nothing to go off of.
That's not going to get you excited. Like, we don't know what it has to do with, where it's going to be. I think they said something that's going to take place between episode 6 and 7, but that's the only thing they said.
Yeah.
And they said it was going to be a third-person shooter, but that's it. So what I automatically think is that it's basically going to be Gotham City Imposters with Star Wars. That's what it seems like it's going to be, just based off the information we were given.
I guess.
But I don't know. Next up, we have Knockout City. It looked dumb. It looked like it was trying to be like a third-person, like Overwatch ripoff version of Super Smash Bros.
So I think it was like a sort of like a soccer type game in like a bigger environment, like a city environment, where you can turn into the ball and like people pass you around. And if I understand that correctly, I think so. And if I understand that correctly, I could totally see that taking off. I could totally see this being like a big game for streamers and shit like that.
Yeah, it
depends on the price. Like, it depends on the price. Like if it's like a cheap eShop game, I think it'll do well.
It could be a fad game that streamers play for like a month, but it's not going to have the staying power of Apex Legends or anything like that.
Yeah.
It looks okay, but nothing really that special.
Yeah.
They announced, this was kind of a weird one, they announced a Hades physical edition. I believe anyone that's going to buy that game has already bought it on Steam, and it's been on the Switch eShop, I think, since it came out on Steam as well. So it's been on the Switch for a little while, but they announced the physical edition of it. And that's not a full-priced game anyway. You can buy it on the Switch eShop and Steam for $25, and I can't imagine that game being over like a gig or two. Like, there's really no reason to have a physical copy of this, but I mean, if you want that, that's cool, but
it's just for the collectors, which, you know, like, again, like, options are always good, you know, like, for me, like, unless the digital edition is way cheaper, I'll always spring for the physical one. That's not totally true. Like, if it's a multiplayer game, I might opt for digital, but generally speaking, I opt for physical. So it's nice to have the option if I ever decide I want to check it out.
I usually get digital games if they're like really small. I pretty much will only get a physical game if it's fucking gigantic. Like, you know, Breath of the Wild, that game's like 14 gigs. You don't really want all that on your Switch if you don't have a huge SD card. So I get that, but like you don't need 1 gig games to be a game card, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a personal preference thing. Next was kind of unexpected, but pleasantly surprising. They're doing a HD, it's not a remake, but it's I guess an upscaled Ninja Gaiden trilogy. So all those like precursors to like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, they're finally releasing those from the original Xbox. And I think the third one was on 360, but that's coming in a pack for the Switch, all in one copy, so that's pretty cool.
Collections are always, I'm always...
Yeah, I'll probably get that.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see collections coming.
Yeah, exactly. And Ninja Gaiden was cool. I haven't played those games in like 15 years, so let's do it. Then we got Age of Calamity DLC, which I haven't even played that one yet.
Right,
Did you notice like what was in it?
No, they didn't show anything. I mean, like
they're just like, here, give us more money, and then expansion pass, like, and then that was it.
So I have Age of Calamity. I haven't finished it yet because I like the gameplay improvements. But there are sections where you have to control the Divine Beast, and they're really short and pretty few and far between. Like, they probably don't bother most people, but I found it to be kind of annoying. But it's also bugs me that the game was clearly marketed as a prequel to Breath of the Wild, and it's just not. That's not what it is at all. And so, yeah, that kind of turned off my interest of it. I'll finish it eventually. But yeah, I mean, they announced DLC. I didn't see what the price was for it. It's probably $20 for the whole pass. Like they said, it said like new characters. I saw new characters to the roster. I saw, I don't remember. All I remember is new characters. Probably new weapons and shit like that. But yeah, like they didn't show us anything beyond that. So I have a hard time getting excited about it. I imagine it'll be crossover material, since most of the like main story characters are already playable in the game. But yeah, we'll see.
I still need to get it. I really like the first one. I played through it once on the Wii U, Hyrule Warriors that is. So I mean, there's really no reason for me to not get this one. I just haven't yet. I've been playing other stuff, but I will eventually. It looks good.
Yeah.
Then we got Bravely Default 2. That's another just kind of like random Fire Emblem-esque looking RPG. I never played the first one, but it looks charming enough. Graphic style looks good. It looks all right. Yeah. The next interesting thing is Ghosts and Goblins. It looks like a straight-up sequel to the Super Nintendo one, Super Ghosts and Goblins. Those games are notorious for being like basically unbeatable, just hard as fuck. They're the same kind of game as the Super Star Wars series. But it just looks like that with just brand new graphics. It's kind of got like I don't know what you call this art style, if you know, Harlan, but like it kind of looks like cardboard, like moving, like it's got like moving pieces, kind of like South Park, but way better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something about the animation style was very unique to this, and that's what stuck out to me. I haven't played any of the older games, but yeah, that definitely is what stuck in my mind was the animation style.
Yeah, like that was the game back then. If you told your friends you'd beat it, you had to show them proof because no one got past like the second level because it's
not for me because I'm not into that.
It's just a hard fucking game. So I don't know. I feel like because of that, they're going to be pressured into making this one super hard, and that's going to alienate people now because people don't like hard games anymore. I know not everyone, but you know what I mean. The general public probably isn't going to like it.
Is it one of those games that's hard because, like video games were just kind of like still a mystery at the time? Like, cause the original like Kid Icarus, that game's hard as shit, but it's not really hard because of like, it's designed to be hard. It's hard because like, just like bullshit,
No, it's hard to be hard. You get hit once, all your armor's gone. You get hit twice, you're dead. You have one shitty projectile weapon, and it's just constantly coming at you. It's just fucking hard. You basically have to just run through it perfectly to play it. And it didn't really give any glimpses that that's how it was going to be. Like maybe this new one will just be a platformer with a unique art style. Basically, what I'm saying is it doesn't look like it needed to be a Ghosts and Goblins game, but I mean, we'll see. The trailer wasn't very long. It looks cool enough. If it's cheap enough, I might pick it up. 10, 15 bucks. Sure.
Wes, can I confess something to you?
Sure.
I think I posted this on Facebook a while ago. You might already know it, but I bought Cuphead and literally haven't finished the first level.
Well, we should co-op Cuphead then.
Maybe we should. I'm really bad at it.
I have Cuphead as well, and I haven't beat it. I wasn't on the Cuphead train when it first came out, even though I really love the art style and how they did it and how the game looks and plays is amazing.
Oh yeah, how could you not love it?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're playing a 1930s cartoon. Like it's fucking wild.
Yeah, the game is just too hard for me to play by myself. So
yeah, exactly.
Enjoyably.
So
Enjoyably,
we should definitely play. I got it recently because it was on sale on the Switch eShop actually, and I had enough Nintendo Gold coins that I got it for free.
Damn.
And I played a couple levels, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I definitely wanted to play it with somebody else, so maybe we could play that sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next note after Ghosts and Goblins is another Weeb RPG. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry.
I think it was The World's End. But I remember like it was literally like only like 10 seconds of footage. It was like a blink and you miss it kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's the one where I looked up from writing down one note, and I was like, "Hey, did we miss something?" And you're like, "I think so." It was just like a 10-second trailer of nothing.
Yeah.
But then surprise, Apex Legends is coming to Switch.
I thought it was already on Switch.
I could have sworn it was as well, but maybe we were confusing an announcement for consoles. I don't know. I've never played it. I never played Fortnite. I just don't really care at all about battle royale style games.
Maybe I'm thinking of Raid Shadow Legends. I don't know. Like they all sound the same to me.
Yeah, that's fair. If that's your thing, that's cool. There's a lot of bonuses for Switch. You get extra XP, extra whatever currency they have for the first couple months that it's out. So it's cool for people that like it and want to try it on a new console. But again, another game, not for us. I'm sorry. We're losers. We only care about Smash and Zelda.
Oh yeah. Pyro!
God damn it. Okay, so and here's the point where they come in, and this is actually pretty funny in the direct. They came on to announce that they weren't announcing anything for Breath of the Wild 2. And then the guy's like, but don't worry, we're going to release Skyward Sword HD.
Okay, so let's talk about Skyward Sword HD.
Yes, let's dive into this. HD is being generous.
Yeah, do you remember when they revealed the Twilight Princess remake for the Wii U?
Yeah, I do.
I very specifically remember that when that remake was revealed, all the comments were like, "Where is it?" Because they thought that they were showing the GameCube or the Wii version, and then it was like, "Oh, that is the remake. It looks the same."
Same thing.
Yeah. Skyward Sword HD, like it's HD, and that it looks like they upscaled it, but that's it.
Yeah, it's like they took it.
No, I mean
they took it from the 480 of the Wii.
Actually, now that I think of it,
what was the last thing I was like?
No, it does look better. It's a lot less like, yeah, the character models are a lot smoother, you know, because the game originally has like a watercolor painting almost kind of look to it, especially like when you look at shit in the distance. And everything does look smoother now. Actually, now that I'm looking at it again, it does look decently better. But yeah, I'm really only speaking of like the character models. The environments look way too much the same, like they did in the original 2011 game.
To me, it looked like they just upgraded it to 1080 and put anti-aliasing on it, and that was it. That's their HD.
Yeah, like this looks like a very simple like Dolphin emulation.
Which it could be because they're now known for using the Dolphin emulator because of the Super Mario 3D thing.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll pick this up right away because I have to hear more about the changes that they made because like I said earlier, I love Skyward Sword. It does have a lot of bullshit though. Like Fi will interrupt you every 10 steps you take in the game to be like, your Wii remotes are running low. Hey, did you remember to breathe? Have you blinked? Okay. Hey, look over there. There's a thing that you already saw. You know, like she stops you all the time to tell you obvious shit, or shit that's just not interesting. So I hope they
And then
dial
after
that
you
back.
read a novel of that shit, they're like, "Are you sure you've played too long? You should go outside. You've played the game too long."
I remember when you get one of the first items in the game, the beetle. It gives you like the usual Zelda like text that explains how to use it, and then immediately after that, Fi explains to you how to use it again. And I'm like, the game just told me that. Like, I'm not exaggerating. She literally tells you how to use it immediately after you just read how to use it, and it's like, what? Like, were they not communicating properly? So yeah, I don't know if I'll get this right away. I need to hear more about like the changes they made. I will say it's cool that like they added options for like traditional controls.
I was gonna say the interesting thing about this HD quote unquote remaster is that the mechanics that they added are actually cooler than the fact that the game is being re-released itself.
Yeah, that's like probably the most substantial change. Because like I know a lot of people said that they just hate Skyward Sword because of the motion controls. And to me, my issue with that statement is always like, well, dude, like, why are you playing this game if you don't like motion controls? Like, that's like what this game was designed around. Like, it's very obviously built from the ground up with motion controls in mind. So like, I think if you didn't like the motion controls, you were just playing the wrong game.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, especially on the first Wii, every fucking game was about the motion controls.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said, it's an optional control style, and options are never a bad thing. Like, I'll try out this new control style. How it works is, because like some enemies require like very specific sword movements in the game. If you want a traditional control style, or if you're playing handheld, you can use the right stick to indicate the direction that you want the sword to go, and then hit the button to swing your sword that way.
Yeah, that is cool. They basically added the right stick is your directional attacks. So
Yeah.
whichever way you flick the right stick, your sword will attack that way. But also, I just kind of want to play the game again. I didn't beat it to begin with. I only had a friend that had it that I would go and chill with sometimes.
Yeah.
But the Joy-Con motion controls are so much better now. I think that in itself is going to improve the game, because it's just
Yeah.
going to feel so much more fluid. You can still use the Joy-Cons just like you did back in the day with the Wiimote and Nunchuck, same way, or you can do the new directional thing with the thumbstick. So
Yeah, I'll give the traditional controls a try. But again, like I play Skyward Sword for motion controls, so I think more than likely I'll just end up using the traditional ones. And yeah, hopefully with the Joy-Cons that it'll work even better than it used to, which I never really had trouble with the motion controls in the first place in the original game, so I should be happy with this.
And speaking of, what's more exciting about the release, and speaking of traditional controls, we have a special edition Skyward Sword Joy-Con set, and they look so fucking cool.
I want them.
The
I'm
left
looking
one
for
is,
a place to. I'm looking for a pre-order for them now. Like,
like right as we speak, he's looking for a pre-order. The left Joy-Con is set up like the Hyrulean Shield. The right Joy-Con is set up like the Master Sword. It just looks fucking beautiful. I want these Joy-Cons. I'm going to get those, and I'm going to get the Monster Hunter Rise Pro controller, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
I just noticed even on the Joy-Cons, even the like the wrist straps are like a different color. They're not just black. They're blue and purple. That's a nice touch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, these look really good. I want them. I'm gonna buy them if I can just find the damn fucking pre-order page for them, because you know that these are gonna sell out.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever you find a link to those, send them to me, please, because I want those Joy-Cons.
I will, my friend.
I know they are going to go so fast, probably more than any other controller that they've released so far.
Yeah.
Just they look that fucking good, and I want them.
Yeah. Well, they're also. This is also like the first like official Zelda Edition standard controller they've released. Like they've had like the third-party ones and shit, but these are like the first.
Yeah, exactly.
Ones.
And you've seen my third-party one. It looks cool, but not like these.
Yeah, these are another level. Yeah, I'm definitely buying these.
So then after that, as much as we've hyped up the Zelda and Joy-Con release, we got one more announcement that I couldn't feel more, I don't know, bland about. They had this really weird, long, Borderlands-looking trailer for Splatoon 3. Like, it starts with character customization on your Inkling out in the desert, and then she gets on a bus, and then it's just showing her sit in the bus doing nothing for like 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden she's in a city, and then like Splatoon 3 trailer starts. It was really weird. I don't know where they were trying to go with that. Like maybe it's going to have like a story mode or something, but I don't know. I'm fine with games like that just being a multiplayer game. I've always felt like that.
Yeah, the story stuff has been definitely the weakest aspect of Splatoon 1 and 2 for me. I still haven't finished it in Splatoon 2. And yeah, I probably won't pick this up, at least not for a while, because I don't know, like it does look like it has some decent changes from Splatoon 2, but not enough to really make me like jump in on it. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, it's also not going to come out, it said, until 2022, and that could you know, there wasn't a specific month. It could be holiday 2022, so we could still have another couple years of Splatoon 2 left, so I still need to pick that up. I played the first one a lot, never played the second one, so I'll probably grab that at some point. But
yeah, I will say it might be worth it for you to wait for Splatoon 3, because then it'll feel like an even more substantial change, because yeah, like the differences between Splatoon 1 and 2 are pretty minimal. Like they're good changes, but they're nothing huge. But you know, jumping from 1 to 3 might make you appreciate it more.
Yeah, I mean, at least I would be able to play Splatoon at all. I do have Splatoon 1 on my Wii U still. That's in my closet. But it's like, who is fucking playing Splatoon right now? Like, probably nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, after talking through that again, I guess I'll upgrade my 6 to a 7 for the Nintendo Direct, because the things I'm excited about, I really got excited about, so.
Yeah, I think I'll rate it a 7 as well. Like, most of that is from Pyra. And then, yeah, like the ending was pretty good. And yeah, I kind of, you know, I expected there's to be a lot of stuff that I didn't care about. And I know that sounds awful. Like, I just have low expectations. But, like, there are always games that I just have never heard of and just don't really do much for me. So I kind of expected that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid overall. And we'll keep refreshing the page looking for these Joy-Con pre-orders. Because goddamn, they're beautiful. Yeah,
and fuck, if we ever find that page, we'll throw a link out there.
Yeah.
We're going to pre-order ours, and then we'll put the link out there.
I'm going to pre-order mine, then I'm going to send the link to Wes, and then we'll share the link with you.
Well, if there's available, if you're able to just get 2, just fucking do it, and I'll pay you back. I want these Joy-Cons.
Okay. I might order 2 just for myself, man. Like, oh god, they're so pretty. But anywho, yeah. Pyra! I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm too excited. Yeah, you got anything else to say about this Direct?
No, I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm almost excited for the hardware more than the software, so I'm gonna try to get that shit and just, you know, look forward for more Directs.
Yeah, cool. Well, hopefully it's not another 530 days before the next one.
Right.
I mean, at the very least, we'll hear some stuff, in summer around E3 time. Yeah, they did say to expect Breath of the Wild 2 news in the summer, so that's good. I'm glad we don't have to just be in the dark about that. Unfortunately, there was no Metroid Prime 4 announcements.
They didn't even Metroid.
I didn't expect a full reveal, but God, something would have been nice. You know,
yeah,
just
like even a teaser.
Yeah, or even just saying, like, hey, the game is still alive. Like, don't worry.
Because they didn't mention Metroid at all. I don't even think Samus was in the Smash trailer.
And it is also Metroid's 35th anniversary this year. So,
but, you know, they can't throw out everything at the top of the year. So maybe we'll get something in a summer Direct or a fall Direct. You know, still got 10 months. Let's do it.
Yep. Cool. Well, thanks for listening to us bumble through this Direct. I hope it's not too long before the next one. But at any rate, we will see you guys on Wednesday for Truth or Dare.
I see what he did. We.
I don't get it. Bye.
Bye.
You're trash, bro.
I think that was solid.
I need a second, okay? Watch
Give me a goddamn second!
Hold on. You dig on multiverses?
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Oh, my eyes! Ah! That's it. What, we some kind of
B-roll boys.